Welcome to Children Worship and Wonder for the 13th of September. The Lord be with you. Follow along with me as we sing the song. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. When we sing this song, we know it's time to prepare ourselves to listen to the story that we're about to hear. This is the Desert Box. So much happens in the desert that we just had to have a little piece of it. The desert is a strange and wild place. At night, it's very cold. But in the day, it's burning hot, and there's almost no water. The desert is never the same. When the wind blows, it molds and shapes, so the desert is always changing. Once, Abram and Sarai lived in the beautiful city of Haran. The one true God loved Abram and Sarai. One day, God said to them, "Move from your home. I will give you a new home and a new land. It's all right to go. I will be with you, and I will bless you, and make you a blessing unto others." Abram and Sarai looked across the desert. It would be sad to leave their home and their friends. They wondered if they would be safe. Would God be with them? Abram and Sarai went. They trusted the one true God to show them the way. They came to Shechem in the land of Canaan. God had been with them in Haran, but would he be here too? Then God said to them, Look at all this land. I will give this land to your children." Abram and Sarai were so happy that God was with them, they couldn't help but give thanks to God. So they built a special place, an altar, and prayed their thanks to God. Then they moved to a place near Bethel. And God was there too. Abram and Sarai were so happy that God was with them, they couldn't help but give thanks to God. So they built an altar and prayed their thanks. There came a great famine, so there was not enough food to eat. They were very hungry. So Abram and Sarai moved to the land of Egypt for food. Abram was scared. He was scared of the people in Egypt. He forgot that God had promised to be with him. But God did not forget. God kept his promise. God kept Abram and Sarai safe. The Egyptians were good to them and gave them food and animals. Abram and Sarai moved back to the land of Canaan, the land God promised to give them, to a place called Hebron. Abram and Sarai wondered if God would be here too. God had been with them in Haran and in Shechem and near Bethel and in Egypt. Would God be here in Hebron too? Then God said to them, I will give you many children to live in this land. Abram and Sarai were so happy that God was with them, they couldn't help but give thanks to God. So they built an altar and prayed their thanks. To the one true God who was with them. Now Abram and Sarai knew that the one true God who spoke to them and showed them the way was in every place and in every time, just as God had promised. I wonder how Abram and Sarai felt when they were told to move to a new home. I wonder how it felt to leave their home and not know where they were going. I wonder if you've ever gone to somewhere and didn't know where you were going. I wonder how Abram and Sarai felt going through the desert looking for a place to live. I wonder how they felt when God spoke to them at all of these places. I wonder what God was doing when Abram and Sarai were traveling between these places. I wonder where God is when you go from place to place. I wonder how many places God can be. We light the Christ candle to remind us that when we read God's Word, God is with us. Today's story is found in Genesis 12 and 13. I'm going to read some of that story now. The Lord had said to Abram, "Leave your country and your people, leave your father's family, go to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you. I will make your name great. You will be a blessing to others. I will bless those who bless you. I will put a curse on anyone who calls down a curse on you. All nations on earth will be blessed because of you." So Abram left just as the Lord had told him. Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he left Haran. He took his wife Sarai and his nephew Lot. They took all of the things they had gotten in Haran. They also took the workers they had gotten there. They set out for the land of Canaan, and they arrived there. Abram traveled through the land. He went as far as the large tree of Morah at Shechem. At the time, the people of Canaan were living in the land. The Lord appeared to Abram at Shechem, and he said, "I will give this land to your children after you." So Abram built an altar there to honor the Lord who had appeared to him. From there, Abram went on toward the hills east of Bethel. He set up his tent there. Bethel was to the west, and Ai was to the east. Abram built an altar there and worshipped the Lord. Then Abram left and continued toward the Negev desert. At the time, there wasn't enough food in the land, so Abram went down to Egypt to live there for a while. Abram went up from Egypt to the Negev desert. He took his wife and everything he had. Lot went with him. Abram had become very rich. He had a lot of livestock and silver and gold. From the Negev desert, he went from place to place until he came to Bethel. He came to a place where between Bethel and Ai. That's where his tent had been earlier. He had also built an altar there. He worshipped the Lord there. Lot was moving around with Abram. Lot also had flocks and herds and tents. The two men separated. Abram lived in the land of Canaan. Lot lived among the cities of the Jordan River Valley. He set up his tents near Sodom. The Lord spoke to Abram after Lot had left him. He said, "Look up from where you are. Look north and south. Look east and west. I will give you all of the land that you see. I will give it to you and your children after you forever. I will make your children like the dust of the earth. Can dust be counted? If it can, then your children can be counted. Go, walk through the land, see how long and wide it is. I am giving it to you." So Abram moved his tents. He went to live near the large trees of Mamre at Hebron. There he built an altar to honor the Lord. Watch now. I'm changing the light. That is in one place and at one time. Now it can be in many places and in many times and wherever you need it to be.